So it is a continuation of first part. So we have completed what is substring. Now we come to prefix and suffix. So consider a string get and find the total number of prefix and suffix possible. So prefix of get. So prefix of get will be first epsilon, that means null string. After that it will be G A T and GATE. So that is the prefix of get, and suffix of get will be, I mean the last part epsilon, then E, TE, ATE and GA. Okay, so if there is a string of length A, then number of prefix or suffix will be n plus 1, because the number of letters or number of symbols in a string is n. So G, GA, GAT, GAT, and after that we are adding here epsilon. That's why it will be n plus 1. Now, sigma. What is the meaning of sigma 0? Sigma 0 means the set of input symbols, and sigma to the power 0 means the length of the set of input symbols of length 0. So it will be epsilon null string. And if epsilon to sigma to the power 1 means the set of input symbol of length 1, that is 0 and 1. Sorry, here it will be A and B. Sigma to the power 2 means the set of input symbols of length 2, that means AA, AB, BA and BB. Okay, then sigma to the power 3. Sigma to the power 3 means the set of input symbols of length 3. AAA, AAB, ABA, ABB, B, B, A, B, A, B, B, A. Okay, that's it. So sigma to the power k is a set of all strings from the alphabet sigma of length exactly k. So what is the meaning of clean closure? So when we use sigma to the power star to denote the set of strings obtained by concatenating 0 or more symbols from sigma of any length. So what is sigma star? If the input symbol, if the sorry. Sigma equal to A comma B. That means to the power star denotes the all possible combination from A and B. That means it will start from null string, then A, B, AA, BB, AB, BA, BBB, AAA, and continue. So sigma to the power star will contain null string A, B, AA, BB, AB, BA, triple B, triple A, all possible combination of A, comma AB. That's why it's called clean closure. And now it comes to positive closure. We use sigmas to the power plus to denote this. So what does it mean? Sigma to the power star means, sorry, sigma to the power plus means sigma star minus h. So we are removing null string from the all possible combination of sigmas. So that means it will contain A, B, AA, BB, AB, BA, all possible combination of A and B, but it will not contain null string. That is called positive closure of sigma. Sigma to the power plus. Now, languages are sets. Since languages are sets, so there are all some operation on these languages: union, intersection, difference. So we know about the union, intersection, and difference. What is it? But what is a complement of a language? So complement of a language are denoted by L to the power C. That means we are assuming that, we are not assuming, it is sigma to the power star means the universal set, and L is another set. So sigma to the power star means the universal set, and L is a set of languages, and L to the power C, that means complement of language, means sigma to the power star minus L. That is L to the power C. That is the complement of a language. Same as the complement of set. So now we come, the reverse of a language is a set of set of the all strings after reversal. So L to the power R means the reverse. L contains the strings which is accepted by some machines, and L to the power R means where the L to the power R is the set where we contain the reverse of that string which are present in L. And L1, L2, that means L1 is a set and L2 is another set, and we are concatenating. That means the string the string from L1 will come first, then it will be followed by the string of L2. If L1 contains AA and L2 contain BA, then L1 and the concatenation of L1 and L2 will be AA, B. Okay. And L to the power n means we are concatenating L by n times, and L to the power star means to be infinite times. So given the language is equal to AB, AA, B, AA, which of the following strings are in L star? That means L star is the all possible combination from this language, and Now we can see here AB is present, AA is present, BAAA is present, and AB is present, and A is present. That means this string is present in L star. So it will be then 2, 3, 4 is not containing 1. That's why we are doing this option. Now every option has 1. Now comes to 2. Again, A is present, AA is present, BAAA is present, and A is present. That's why it will be present in L star. So now we are removing D because there 2 is not present. Option 2 is not present. Now comes to 3. BAAA is present, AA is present, AB is present, AA is present, AA is present, but B is not present in L. That's why this option will not be present in L star. That's why. Now, so option 1, 2, 3 will not be the correct. Then the correct answer will be 3. Then again we are checking it. BAAA is present, AA is present, AB is present, AA is present. So 1, 2, 4 will be the correct. Now the second problem is suppose L1 10, 1 and L2 is 0, 1, 1, 1, 1. How many elements are there in L equal to L1, L2? L1, L2 means we are concatenating the two languages L1 and L2. So 1, 0. First we are concatenating 1, 0 with 0, 1, 1 and 1. 1, 0, 0, 1, 1 and 1, 0, 1. Then 1, 0, 1, 1 and 2. So there are 4 elements. Answer will be let xn denote the number of binary strings of length A that contain no consecutive zeros. Which of the following recurrence does x to the power n satisfy? First, x to the power 0. So x to the power 0 means the length of string will be 0. So it can be null string, it will be null string, and null string contain no consecutive zeros. Second one, x1. So x1 means the length of the string will be 1. So the length of the string will be 1, then x1 contain 0 and so also there are no consecutive zeros. Next, x2. x2 means the length of the string will be 2. So the length of string 2, that means 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1 and 1, 0. But in 0, 0 there are consecutive zeros. So it will not present in this. So x2 contains 3 elements. So contains 3 elements. x1 contains 2 elements and x0 contains 1 element. Then x3, the length of the string will be 3. So 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 0, 1, 1, 1, 0, 0, 1, 1 0 1 1 1 0 and 1 1 1. But in 0 0 0 there are consecutive zeros. In 0 0 1 there are consecutive zeros, and in 1 0 0 there are consecutive zeros. So these will not present in X3. That means there are 1 2 3 4 5 elements. So xn equal to 2 into xn minus 1. So that means x1 equal to 2 into x0. But x0 contain one element, and 2 into 1 x1 equal to 2. x1 contains two elements. So this formula satisfies for x1. In x2, for x2 equal to 2 into x1. 2 into x1 means 2 into 2, 4. But the value of x2 is 3. That's why this formula doesn't satisfy. Next, xn equal to xn by 2 plus 1. But there n by 2 doesn't satisfy. That means n by 2 is not telling us that we are containing the floor value or ceiling value. It can contain floor value, also ceiling value. It are not specified. That's why we don't take this formula. Next is xn equal to xn minus 1 plus xn minus 2. That means the addition of previous two sets. That means x2 will be x1 plus x0. So x1 contains two elements, x0 contains one element. That means x2 contains 2 plus 1, 3 elements. Yes, x2 contains 3 elements. The formula satisfying. The formula is satisfying. Then x3 equal to x2 plus x1. That means x1 contains 2 elements, x2 contains 3 elements. 3 plus 2, 5 elements. x3 contains 5 elements. Yes, the formula is satisfying. So the correct answer will be D. Next, what is the value of x5? So x5 means the length of string will be 5. So we know the formula. Now we know the formula. So we can use the formula x5 equal to x4 plus x3. So the value of x4 will be 0, 0, 0, 0. But there are consecutive 0. So this will not be present. Then 0001. Also 000, that means there are consecutive 0. 000 1 0010 0010. But again there are consecutive zeros. 0 0 1 1. Also there are consecutive zeros. 0 1 0 0. Also there are consecutive zeros. 0 1 0 1. So there are no consecutive zeros. Again 0 1 1 0. There are no consecutive zeros. 0 1 1 1. There are no consecutive zeros. 1 000. There are consecutive zeros. 1 0 0 1. There are consecutive zeros. 1 0 1 0. 1 0 1 0. There are no consecutive zeros. 1 0 1 1. There are no consecutive zeros. And 1 1 0 0. There are two consecutive zeros. 1 1 0 1 and 1 1 1 0 and 1 1. So the value of x4 is 1 2 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8. Or again, we can use the formula x4 equal to x3 plus x2. So value of x3 is 5 and x2 is 3. So 5 plus 3, 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So now we know the value of x4. The value of x4 is 8 and value of x3 is 5. So 8 plus 2, 10 plus 13. That means the answer will be 13. So here is the option C. So the value of x5 is 13. So now that's it. That is the end of our basic